Good morning. I am going to do a quick garden tour. We did a lot of yard work yesterday. We just had a full moon. It was the supposedly the last frost moon of the year. Let me turn this around. We didn't get any hard freezes this year. I'm in zone 9A. So everything is pretty green for being February, just because we didn't get any hard frost. I have a mango that's been in the ground not quite 2 years. It's blooming, full of blossoms. Now one of them did get frost damage. It was covered, so the things that were covered tended to have the frost damage, whereas things that were uncovered didn't. Ooh, the ground is cold. I'm barefoot this morning. I cut back and propagated things that I would die from the frost. Here is, it's already grown this much since it was cut back. This is the Cuban oregano. I spread seeds of the flowers and Asian greens all over the yard, and there's a bunch of little Asian greens in that one, and a lot of them landed and germinated outside of the gardens. Couple papayas left. Jeff's ripped them up and given most of them away. I planted them under the tree thinking that would help them not to freeze. I still need to rip up all my dead roselles. Here's my one and only moringa that I started from seed. I cut it back, but it didn't freeze, so man, I didn't realize how cold it was going to be out here. My feet are really cold. Just planted some new, a new garden, I guess, yesterday. It's over here. Rebecca said that I make long, narrow gardens, and I guess I do. This one's gotten really long. It's kind of funny. The longest. So this is the newest garden. So we've got a lot of different types of gingers under the tree line. And then I just planted avocado that I started from seed, and different types of spinaches, some moringas. The church gave us poinsettias. A lady that came and got plants from me gave me several loquats. I planted them there. Here's a little loquat she gave me. And this is my only jackfruit I have left. I started several from seed and gave a bunch away. I am not sure what this is. I started it from seed. I hope it's something good. So if anyone knows what this is, it reminds me of Suriname cherry. I've got one that a friend gave me. Avocado I started from seed. A moringa I got at the Florida Permaculture Convergence. Another avocado I started from seed. I guess I kind of completely missed the first moringa. This was the first moringa that I got from a friend. Got cuttings from her house. And I had these grown in the woods, but they didn't ever get very big. So I took them out of the woods and put them in a pot. I just stuck them back in the ground. There's actually a Mexican sunflower in there and longevity spinach. So that's the newest garden. We have to cover that with mulch. And I also planted some more plants we bought at the Florida Permaculture Convergence. A blue, I think it was blue Java banana. Yep, blue Java banana. A red, a little bit of a damage, a red guava. And I lost this label when I planted it. It's another banana we got at the Convergence. So I'll have to add mulch to my super lawn garden. The dogs are playing. That's the mama and daughter. Our mama is 4 years old and we just love her. So we let her have one litter. The baby, she is Labradoodle. And our mama is Lab mixed with German Shorthair Pointer, we believe. I'm going to pause this and put some shoes on because my feet are freezing. In the backyard, we call the other dogs. So that's where I just was, showing you that. So I thought I was going to get the girls. So this is the garden we made 2 years ago when we first moved here. And the grass from the woods is taking it over. So it needs weeded and remulched. Buried in here, next to this little pathetic pigeon pea, is an avocado I started from seed. Well, at least it used to be. I don't even see it. I don't think it's... Oh, here it is. Here's the avocado I started from seed. It's doing good. And I had 3 katuk that I started from seed, and the dogs have trampled 2 of them, I see. My original Mysore raspberries, barely alive. Pathetic. Another one of the pigeon peas. Never planted a tree alone. This was an avocado I actually bought. There's a couple leaves of it. Looks like... So, I don't know if that avocado will live or not. So this garden needs remulched and weeded. But yesterday, Jeff and Timothy weeded this garden and put a thick layer of mulch on it. Super thick. I have the original cassava in this garden buried under those wood chips. That garden has the original chaya that I bought, but it hasn't hardly... Back here, it hasn't hardly done anything as far as the garden. Let me get the dogs. Let me get the girls. Faith, come. Kita, come. The boys maul her when she comes out here. The boys are fixed, so there's no more puppies, but I'm afraid she's going to get hurt sometimes. But after a while, they leave her alone. So we have a compost pile in the corner that's neglected. The old tub in the woods is our worm farm. And I just got worms from Walmart, stuck them in there. They're still alive. I took a bunch of the castings and even worms when I buried the bananas that I just planted. I put some warm stuff in with the bananas. So in this garden, there's another avocado that I bought when I bought avocado trees originally. And it's right here. So, and then longevity spinach. They covered a lot of the longevity spinach, which is fine. And here's a guava, my original guava that I bought. Someone was just asking me how the guava did. It's never bloomed. It hasn't grown much, but it's still alive. So the backyard. Yesterday, Jeff and the boys shored up this fence because the dogs kept jumping over. See the sand? The dogs have turned the yard into a sand pit. So, in my garden area, we put this fence that we had up around it, keep the dogs out. And then Rebecca had the idea to plant the cuttings of the Mexican sunflower. So we planted a whole row of Mexican sunflower all along the perimeter of this fence. Even this little area. So there is Mexican sunflower in the raised beds. So we'll dig those up. We don't need them there anymore. Mexican sunflower is a great chop and drop. This is my garlic. It's so pathetic. I don't think I meant to grow garlic in Florida. It's so skinny. And that was garlic I bought last year and planted last year and grew. And then I harvested it all and then replanted. So it's even smaller than last year's harvest. So I'm losing garlic. And then this raised bed is full of greens, Asian greens and arugula. My original blueberry garden, their blueberry bushes are completely almost dead. They're barely alive. But there are 4 blueberry bushes in here. See if I can find any life on them. So I planted the pigeon peas. No life on that blueberry bush. Oh, there's 1 leaf on this one. 1 leaf on this blueberry bush. And I don't know. There was one in this spot. Oh, nope. I can't tell if there's a blueberry bush alive in there. The longevity spinach is the only thing that's thriving in this garden. I have pigeon peas. There's 1 skinny cassava. So I imagine this is the white cassava from my original one that I bought. And there's 1 little skinny Mexican sunflower. I planted this tree. This is a pomegranate. So it's got life on it. When I bought it, it had flowers and it fruited. So I got 1 pomegranate on it, but last year we didn't get any pomegranates. So we'll see. This is a tree I bought. This is called tea olive. So I really am not sure what I'm supposed to do with it. I was thinking it was an olive when I bought it, and then I realized it's a tea olive. So I think we're supposed to use it for the tea. And in the woods, our great scheme was to have a food forest in the woods, but nothing out here has lived and thrived. I mean, it's alive, all right. But this is a Barbados cherry. And I bought that almost 2 years ago. And it's alive, but hasn't really done anything. It's Pakistani mulberry I bought. Hasn't done anything. This one's never fruited. It's just diseased and looks dead. Another Barbados cherry. So we'll throw fresh mulch on them and weed the grass away from it. And this is the regular mulberry, the ever-bearing mulberry, and it hasn't hardly done anything either. Just diseased. Outside of the fence, we planted, well, I did a raised bed last year, and I stuck a bunch of cuttings from the chaya and the cassavas out here. I had grown some candlestick cassia from seed, and they were gorgeous, but I didn't know how big they got, and so we dug them up, and I don't know if it'll live or not. We stuck it in the ground out here, but it makes a big, beautiful tree. I also stuck a bunch of cuttings from Mexican sunflower. Yesterday was my birthday, so I got my whole family out here helping me garden, and we worked in the yard, front yard, the side yard, the backyard, the other side yard. So it was a wonderful day. I felt very loved having my family's help all day. And so this is the other end of the row where we put the Mexican sunflowers all the way along the fence line. So yeah, see, this side of the fence is sand because the dogs run. And so this raised bed Rebecca planted. Maybe I'll show it from the other side. I'm going to showcase this little tree real quick. I started it from seed. I think it is a star fruit. So hopefully it's not too sunny over here. Got a little bit of frost damage, I think. It was last week, it was 34 a couple nights, and there was frost on the cars and the roof. Here's the other. I bought 4 blueberries up here, and this is how pathetic my blueberries look. This is a good looking one. So I can grow a lot of things, but not blueberries. Some ginger. Rosebush Mom got me when she was here last year. It's got a lot of roses on it. There's just so much beauty in the color. The color, so pretty. Thick wood chips. So thankful for my hard-working men. Here's the white sapote that I was gifted at the Florida Permaculture Convergence over a year ago. I cut it because David the Good says to keep your fruit trees small. So cut. A lot of Asian greens sprouting up on the outside of the garden. All right. I think the biggest papaya tree we have out here, I started from seed a couple years ago now. We started gardening 2 years ago exactly. So this papaya is gorgeous. And it froze last year down to here, but it sprouted up. Look at all those papayas. And those are big ones. These are the biggest ones. Here, I'll turn this around so you can. It's tall. Mexican sunflower. And I repeated lemongrass. So I have lemongrass everywhere. And I bought, 6 originally. And then I realized how small they were when I bought them. So I divided them all. So then I've got 70. And I like lemongrass, so I just kind of put a bunch around the perimeter. This year I also stuck a bunch of cuttings of Mexican sunflower all around the perimeter. And then the mulberries in the backyard that aren't doing good, I made cuttings from them and stuck them throughout. And then all the cuttings lived. So maybe when I made the cuttings, I introduced disease. I don't know. So this eventually will be fruit trees. Mulberries are every, I don't know, 10 feet or so. A line of lemongrass in front of the flower garden. Asian greens here and there. Last year, the last 2 years, this front garden was full of flowers. We put the mulch on really thick, so I don't see a lot of flowers coming through yet. But this started out as my wildflower garden. I just bought 2 packets of wildflower seeds and let it go. All right, here's something we did yesterday. I'm excited about this. Michael from our Citrus County Food Forest group gave me a huge clump of this. It was 6 feet tall. So excited. It's citronella. So I cut it like a third of the way down. But it's still, 3 feet tall. Maybe it was more than 6 feet tall. They were super tall. Yeah, maybe they were 9 feet tall. So this is going to give me a privacy hedge like no other. All the way down our property, we put citronella. So Rebecca and Thomas helped me just dig a hole, stuck them in. Most of the work was done dividing it. It was such a huge bunch. We got a bamboo stuck in here. Probably the first thing I bought was 4 different types of bamboo. This is the yellow Hawaiian bamboo. And it's growing, it's alive. This is the biggest it's gotten yet. Kita, come! Sorry, my dog was running away. This row of papayas actually got the most frost damage, and it's because we'd covered it. But then it got hot in between the 2 nights of frost. And then it rained, so the tops of the blankets actually were on top of the papayas. And in front of the papayas, I propagated a bunch of the Cuban oregano. So I did Cuban oregano about every 1.5 yards, along with, I propagated the cranberry hibiscus from Tina, and I planted them next to the Cuban oregano. So if they all live, this whole garden will be full of Cuban oregano and cranberry hibiscus, and they look awful right now. Tina also gave me a big bunch of this onion. It's like a green onion, but it gets really tall, kind of like a cross between a garlic and a green onion. I don't remember what it's called, but I planted them all along the front edge. And then under all the white, never did this before, but at work we shredded a bunch of paper, and so I scattered a bunch of seeds that I'd gotten from my garden last year, like flower seeds, and I didn't have any like topsoil or compost to put on top of them. So I thought, well, I can feed the shredded paper to my worms, so I just scattered the paper on top of the seeds. So maybe they'll germinate. And this is what's left of the citronella that I got from Michael. So yeah, it was super, super tall. I'm really excited. We're going to put those over by the woods on the north side of the house to repel the insects. I also planted mango, dwarf Hawaiian mango. Yesterday I made a video and I called it papaya. We bought these at the Florida Permaculture Convergence. Him and this one. This is an ice cream mango. This color is a little better. ice cream mango. And looks like he might be getting some flowers. Also planted this. I believe I got this at the Convergence too. Peanut butter fruit. And this row has got jumbo leaf chaya in it. So in a few months it'll be huge and covered in greens. And then this garden row's got cassava. And then these are 2 mangoes that I started from seed. So eventually I'll learn to graft. This is another mango I started from seed. So what I'll do is I'll graft the ones I bought onto these ones probably. This will be my mango grove. I did have a jackfruit that I planted here, but I don't think it lived. It might still be alive, but he doesn't like out here in the full sun, I don't think. And then here's an avocado I started from seed. That's barely alive. And then I've got a row of asparagus. And then this is our newest project. We were going to make this into a greenhouse, but the plastic was just too hard to do. So I planted a bunch of seeds in this garden. And I don't remember what. I planted sweet peas and watermelon. So I've got sweet peas. Ah, Kita, no garden. No garden. She's a puppy. She hasn't been trained yet. Here's the cuttings from the citronella. This is where I did my work. And I stuck some lemongrass in here. This is a real hot spot and kind of dry. And lemongrass seems to do good anywhere. I think I picked it to sell to somebody and they didn't come. So I stuck it all on the ground. And these are just trees that I'm trying to start. Don't know. This is the thick ones in moringa. I think I got one of this one to live. Unless that's not. No, that's not one of the trees. So here's more cuttings of the mulberries that look super healthy. A row of mulberry cuttings. The dogs are... No! Sorry about screaming at my dogs about that. They already ruined one screen. Some plumerias a friend gave me. A bunch of cuttings of the Cuban oregano. Some cuttings from the moringa. This is the cat gave me this. This is, oh my gosh, I'm going blank. Dragon fruit, I believe. And some kumquat seedlings that I started from my kumquat tree that I bought last year for my birthday. Some dragon fruit seedlings that I started from seed. And then cuttings from some type of cactus that I went to. This I need to plant. This is kind of a rare thing. It is called a dwarf tomato tree. So I've kept it alive. I need to get it in the ground. And this is stevia. And an Everglade tomato that broke off. I'm hoping it'll root. I bought these in Inverness at the depot. They have a Saturday market. That is coffee. Don't think it likes the sun, so they kind of turned yellowish and burnt. So I stuck that under the planting bench. We put sugar cane in both of these to see if will grow. My seedlings I don't think are starting. I guess I'll show you one more area of the garden before we end this video. It's not pruned, it's not pretty, but this is my Meyer lemon, and it smells beautiful. There's lots of little blooms all over it, even over here. So Meyer lemon was one of the first things I bought when I moved here. So it's been in the ground almost 2 years. Maybe 2 years. Maybe everything's been in the ground the first thing. This is an orange. And I don't think I've found any blooms on my orange tree yet. But it's been in the ground. Oh, no. Look, we got blossoms. They're just starting. So that's exciting. And then pigeon pea next to it. The dogs out there. Sorry for sniffling. It's chilly out here this morning. So the winter garden is getting transitioned to the summer garden. Rebecca just planted some tomatoes for me yesterday. This is an Everglade tomato. And the other ones are, I don't remember, a Big Boy maybe and Roma. Pepper that overwintered and lived. Another pepper that overwintered and lived. They don't look great, but they're alive, so maybe they'll get something. And then some peppers over here. Poblano and jalapeno peppers. And then back to where the dogs are in the fence line where we put the Mexican sunflower all the way along the edge. Mexican sunflowers all the way along the edge of the garden. Arugula and Asian greens in this garden. I'll show you how small the garlic is. Super skinny garlic. So disappointing. And I researched and bought the garlic that was for Florida. And then the garden around the pool cage. It's got a couple treasures. These are the first banana trees we bought. But look, I have a tomato that reseeded itself and came back. So this is the third season for the tomato to come back. And this pepper made it through the winter. So this is a variegated pepper from a friend. So it's alive. So those are two little sweet things. And this is actually the papaya that I bought when I bought all of the plants. And look, it's flowering. So this is a store-bought papaya. So we'll see if we actually get big papayas off of that one. Banana trees. Another tomato that reseeded. So that's exciting. I'd love to see that. This tree, we covered it. And just, it's pathetic. It's got a little tiny, let's see if I get on this side, little itty bitty tiny rack. It's pathetic. It's sad. But maybe we'll get a better rack out of the one that's leaning towards the pool. And this is my original sugar cane that I'm trying to propagate. Pineapple. The dogs dig holes around our sprinklers and break them. All right. I'm the gardening queen, zone 9A in Florida. Go plant a garden. Get your family to work with you outside. Had a great day for my birthday. God bless.